And as promised, we're going to step out to our tenant and we're going to explore these room and equipment mailboxes along with the configuration settings associated with these mailboxes and how to delegate the permissions that we introduced earlier on in this module. So we're back into our Office 365 Admin Center, and notice on the left-hand side we have resources. Notice we can create rooms and equipment from inside of here. I just wanted to point that out to you before we head to the Exchange Admin Center. I'm going to go ahead and collapse this, and then we're going to go to our Exchange Admin Center, which I have a tab for up here already. And let's begin by talking about the delegation of permissions. We're going to go to Mailboxes under Recipients, and we have our 3 users. And I'm going to double click on Linda's account, and we're going to go to Mailbox Delegation on the bottom here. And here's my option for Send As. NT Authority / self is automatically populated there. So this is where I go in, hit the plus sign, and add someone for a Send As. So we're going to add myself. We'll click Add, and we'll do an OK. So now I can send email from this mailbox. We have the Send on Behalf down here. We'll go in and we'll add Don for that one. And we'll do an OK. And it indicates over here the from address, and any message sent by the delegate indicates that the message was sent on behalf of the mailbox owner. And then when we go down to full access, allows a delegate to open this mailbox and behave as the mailbox owner. But remember what we can't do. We can't send. So we'll save these options here. And this is how I would delegate permissions at the mailbox level. Up across the top, we have resources. And in here, we have our resource mailboxes. We have none at this point, but we're going to. And here we have our room and we have our equipment. Let's start with the room. We're going to create a room mailbox. And we're going to call this Conference Room 1. We need to get it an address, so we're going to call it CONRM1. And we'll say this is on the first floor. And then we're going to give it a capacity of 15. And then we'll click Save. It's going to create this mailbox for me with this information on it. And it comes back and tells us the mailbox was created successfully with a warning message about the proxy server, but it still created it for us. So we'll go ahead and close this out. And you'll see our room mailbox was created. Let's go back and create an equipment mailbox. And we'll call this the Super Drone with Camera. And the email address, SDC, Super Drone with Camera. So we'll go ahead and save this as well. And now we have our Super Drone with Camera. Now, if I double click on the Super Drone with Camera, and you're going to see we have options here, but not all of them are applicable. The capacity for a Super Drone, yeah, we don't need to worry about that. We have more options as far as department. Maybe the AV department is responsible for it within this company. And then we have some other attributes down here, like an address book policy and some custom attributes. We have booking delegates, accept or decline booking requests automatically, or select delegates who can accept or decline booking requests. So if I request this drone, is it going to be auto-accepted as long as it's not taken, or do I need someone that I specify here to accept or decline the booking? Here are my booking options. Allow repeated meetings, allow scheduling only during working hours. This is specific to the room. We'll go ahead and click that one. Always decline if the end date is beyond this limit, 180 days out. And a maximum duration someone can book a room is 24 hours. So these are just some of the settings that we have available to us. Contact information, email address. This is what we set up for the drone. We can add another one if we want to set up an alias. Mail tip, and again, the mailbox delegation, which we've worked with. So I'll go ahead and save these. And this was for the equipment. Now, if I double click on the conference room, and now some of these options make more sense, like capacity, and the booking options allow scheduling during working hours and items like this. So once you create the resource mailbox, you have configuration options associated with those resources, and not all of the options are applicable to the type of resource that you created. Here's our shared mailbox. So we'll go ahead and click plus. We'll call this the 0365 migration team. And in the email address, we'll call it the 0365MT. That's going to be the email for this. And then we can supply users who have access to this. So we'll go ahead and add myself, and we'll double click and add Linda, and we'll go ahead and do an OK. And then as you can see, we have more options. We'll click on that, which allows us to set up an alias for this. I'll go ahead and click save on this. And it just pops up this little warning that the replication didn't take place. This may be 15 minutes before we get access to it. Click OK. So we have our new mailbox here as well. Now notice to the right, convert to a regular mailbox is an option. The archiving option is available to us. In-place holds and email connectivity are options that we have available. Some of those which are available to individual user accounts as well. So this is where you would come in, delegate permissions, and manage both your resource mailboxes as well as your shared mailboxes. So in this module, we get to take a look at how we can delegate permissions so we can use more or less group mailboxes instead of just individual mailboxes. And we also explored shared mailboxes, and then we talked about resource mailboxes, which can be used for reserving rooms or equipment within our organization. Next up, we are going to talk about creating and managing contacts as well as distribution groups.